Yes, what we're talking about today is this. I bet you know what I mean by this. So there's this little monkey that sits on our shoulder, dressed in judge's robes, who has a lot to say about everything. What you wear, what you say, what you don't say, blah, 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 blah. Constant. Watch this till the end, because we're going to figure out how to make that judge somebody you have fun with, who works with you and not against you. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Susan Jane Rowe, and I've been coaching for 30 years. This channel is dedicated to your mastery, to your manifestation, meditation, spirituality, and getting the mindset that gets you what you truly want. Let's get right into it. So let's get real. That voice that says, why did you do that? Why did you say that? Why didn't you say that? Why are you wearing that? Ugh, you're fat. They don't want to hear from you. You don't have anything original to say. Constantly undermining you, constantly causing you to question and doubt yourself. Judging, right? Criticizing, judging. How do we turn that around? How do we turn that around? Can we turn that around? Are you aware of those thoughts? Are you aware of what that's saying to you? We spend a lot of energy distracting ourselves from that. But you know it's there. Gets on your case. Here's the thing. It causes you to hold yourself back. It causes you to think you have to be perfect. So it promotes perfectionism, because here's the thing I need you to know. Because you don't want to hear all the judgment and criticism that will come if it's not perfect. You don't want to hear that backlash. Not realizing you're hearing that backlash anyway. So then you hold back and procrastinate and don't do it. And then what happens? Come on, you can guess what happens. What happens is, then it starts judging you for procrastinating and holding back. Why do you hold back? Why don't you have more confidence? Why blah, 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 blah. See how it's a no-win situation. Whichever way you go, when you're playing in that minefield, you're going to get blown up. We can't create a life of joy and freedom if we're defended against that, because we contract against it. Everything's energy. When we contract, we send that out to the universe. The universe hears that and says, whoops, hold back. She's not ready. What does this affect? This affects your relationships, right? Because you don't say the things that you really mean to say. You tell yourself you won't, you won't say that because you don't want to hurt them, when really you don't want the comeback of what your mind's going to do with it, right? So you hold back, you're not honest, maybe you people please, you hold back in your business, you don't put out that offer. What if nobody wants it? You'll feel terrible. What I want you to see is that it tells you that if you behave a certain way, you'll avoid it. However, there is no avoiding it. In order for us to not be in that, we need to create something new. What do I mean by that? Okay, by now everybody knows if I say to you, do not think of a pink elephant. You see this pink elephant. We cannot create something different. So here, the energy of the problem and the energy of the solution are not the same. So when we keep spinning around that, that's the energy of the problem. We can't get into the energy of the solution while we're in the energy of the problem. We need to get into the energy of the solution. How do we do that? We want to make an ally. That's, the reasoning, cognitive faculty. We need to give it jobs. We need to enlist it in ways that are positive. Give it positive focuses. So if it says nobody wants to hear that, go to the opposite thought. Someone wants to hear that. I wonder who that someone is. Who needs to hear that message from me? Do you see how that's completely different? Like that, it switches. You like somebody. They won't be interested in me. What will they be interested in me about? I wonder what would be interesting about me to them. See, we start asking empowering questions, because when we ask the other questions, guess what the subconscious is going to give you the answer to? The other questions. I'm going to tell you how I know this. Many years ago, when I started doing personal development, like 35 years ago, a long time ago, and I started to tune into that voice, I only asked myself one question. Every time I tuned in, there was one question that kept playing, like on, auto set. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? So guess what my subconscious showed me? What was wrong with me? So generally the rule of thumb is just go to the opposite. This is one way that we start to train it. I talked in a previous video about the Rome technique, which I developed to learn to train that brain. So we approach it from many different angles, right? Because we're multifaceted. That will be it. Actually, if you want to know more about the Rome technique and how to train your brain, train this monkey mind while you create the body that's the body you really, really want, comment below and let me know. And I will start making videos about that. But for today, I want you to start to become aware of that music, I call it. In elevators, they play that music. You don't hear it. Those thoughts are so repetitive, we don't hear them. So what I was thinking of was, we think somewhere between 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. It's proven that 80 to 90% of those are repetitive. They're the same thoughts we thought the day before. If we think the same thoughts, what's going to happen? We're going to feel the same way. If we feel the same way, we're going to take the same actions, aka our behavior, which will give us the results that will affirm the thought. That's called a belief. We need to change our beliefs to change our results. You can see why. So yes, law of attraction, manifestation, you can think it's woo, but let's look at it in a very practical way. So I'm known for making law of attraction practical so that my clients get unprecedented results. And I'm committed to giving that to you. So very simply, let's say I walk into my house and my house is a mess, and I say, I'm so messy. See, my body language is already starting to collapse a little bit, right? I'm so messy. So what do I want to do? I go sit down and I'm like, why do I always make a mess? I always make it, why can't I just be organized and keep it clean? So I sit there and I think about that and I don't do anything. So then I go out again and I come back in and I see that it's so messy. There's nothing to interrupt that. It's called a negative feedback loop. In order for me to change that, I say, oh, there's a bit of a mess. I wonder how long it would take me to clean it up. I can clean it up. I start cleaning it up. I get energy. I go out, I come back, I see it's, oh, I'm being very simplistic. But it is simple. Right? The mind's complicated, but it is actually simple. Let's go back to what we were talking about. So I want to do something in my business, and I have been used to thinking that people don't really want to hear from me. So I create something and I kind of put it out, but people don't really want to hear from me. So I don't, maybe I put it out once. I don't want to get in their face. And so I don't get anybody signing up. And then I go, wow, see, nobody wants to hear from me. You see the feedback loop? That's why they say, change your thoughts, change your life. So monkey mind, we want to make a friend of that. We start to become aware and we hear the thought, nobody wants to hear from me. Is that true? So-and-so wants to hear from me, and so-and-so and we love having conversations, and you just start going in the other direction. You with me? Being aware. Understanding what the thoughts are, hearing them, not shutting them down, not numbing them out, being present. And as soon as they get attention, they stop fighting for attention, because what is that voice trying to ask you for? Love, reassurance, respect, your respect. See, we project it out all over. But really, the truth is this. If I don't respect myself and you tell me you respect me, how can I believe you? There's no resource in me to believe you. I'm going to say something like, you're just saying that, or, yeah, you don't really know me, but there's going to be some disclaimer. This is a big conversation, but I've given you very specific, being aware, understanding that procrastination and perfectionism are a way to avoid what that judge on your shoulder is just going to, dive right into. Going to the other thought, going in the other direction. Just a simple, empowering thought will switch you like that. And addressing that part of you. What is it really wanting? And being willing to have the compassion and the curiosity to address it. What we resist persists. If you found any value in this video, please like, comment, let me know if you want to know the Rome technique, what questions you have, because this year I am devoted to your mastery and to you attaining the life and the results that are meant for you, because they're your birthright. And subscribe so that you don't miss a video when it comes out, and other people can get to hear this message, because I really am committed to giving you the tools you need to create what you haven't yet been able to create. And then there's the notification bell. Hit that too. Okay. Mwah, I love you. I'll see you again.